What's up, guys? This is Noah, and for my informative speech, I'm going to do it on whitetail hunting. So it's something that's really near and dear to my heart, and I really enjoy it. I love it. I love being outdoors and watching nature come to life, whether it be in a tree or a ground blind. And I'm going to share those things with you and tell you a little bit about it. So I'll go ahead and get started on the different methods of hunting. You have archery hunting, muzzleloader, and modern gun. So archery, you can use a compound bow or a crossbow. I use a compound bow. I don't have a crossbow to use. Archery is a lot harder to hunt than your muzzleloaders and your modern guns. Every little thing counts when you're bow hunting, like with a compound. Your movement has to be very, very slow and stealthy. It just makes things a little bit harder. You have to worry about more things. You have to worry about your arrow and your broadhead and clearance. And when I say clearance, I mean like if you're up in a tree and say you draw back on a deer and you might not be able to shoot it because there might be a limb in the way or something like that. Whereas if you had a gun, your bullet would just fly straight through the limb and it would be okay and break it on its way. With a bow and arrow, it would break the limb, but it would change your flight of the arrow too and the path. So things like that you have to worry about. And when you're bow hunting, like I said, you have to be really stealthy and really concealed. That's why it gets me into the type of gear and stuff. I wear natural gear camo. That's my go-to camo pretty much. It worked really well for around Arkansas. It's effective and it breaks up. It makes a contrast. In trees or ground blinds, it doesn't really matter what you're in. You can use anything. And I use face paint instead of, or some people use a full mask that'll cover about up to your eyes. A lot of people do that, but when I'm bow hunting, I want you have anchor points. The anchor point is where the string connects to your tip of your nose, and the hand that holds the release locks in either under your jaw or behind your ear, depending on if you have a handheld release or a trigger release. So I just use my face paint. There's all different kinds of bows you can use, all different kinds of arrows. It's just a matter of preference really and what kind you want, and speeds, and a lot of different things go into picking out a bow. So that's basically archery. Then you have your muzzle loaders. Muzzle loading is pretty simple. You have your different calibers, 50 caliber and a few other calibers. 50 is probably the most popular. That's a smoke gun, so when you pull the trigger, it's gonna make a lot of smoke. That's one thing I don't really like about muzzleloading hunting, is because after you shoot, you might not be able to see for 10 seconds, 7 seconds, however long it is. But that's a really popular way to harvest a whitetail deer. A lot of people do it. A lot of people around me do it, and I'm in Rosebud. And I swear, the first weekend of muzzleloading season, you can hear gunshots going off left and right. It's insane. The next way and the last way is modern rifle. Modern rifle is really fun. It's what most people do. Most people are going to go out with their 30-06 or a 7 mag or anything like that. I use a Remington model 788. It's chambered in the 7mm 08 bullet. Packs a punch, and it has really good impact, and it has a big effect on the animal. And that's what you want to go for with any kind of equipment you're using, whether it be archery or rifle. You want to make the harvest as quick and painless as possible. And that's what a lot of people, I don't think, understand about hunters is we don't just go out to just kill a deer. We're going to eat it, and we want it, to go as quick as it possibly can. And that's a big deal for me. And but yeah, that's pretty much hunting. So check it out sometime.